Hello everyone, welcome to AV Atmos. Subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and be sure to follow us on social media. Now, this will be a quick review for the Blon BL-03. This is the most popular IEM on the planet. It's the highest sold. It's sold over 10,000 worldwide. It's just an amazing IEM. But I'll get down to how good they are in just a minute. So the box you're getting it is gonna look like this. I've already removed it from the box. I've hooked it up to the amplifier. I really don't want to go over unboxing it. It's not really important because most people don't really care about that, but you're just gonna get it in this box. This box is what you're just gonna get it in, and when you get the box out of the way, you get the IEM, which looks just like this. The IEM looks fantastic. Now, one thing that I did was when I was ordering for it, I made sure I ordered it with another cable because the cable it came with wasn't so good. I didn't like the cable. This was the original cable that came with it. I didn't like this cable. This is the original cable that was with the IEM. I did not like this cable. It's not just a good cable by any standard. So I got it with the Yin Yang. This cable is called the Yin Yang, the Yin Yo 16 core cable. This is a beautiful cable, well made, and it looks premium and gorgeous. So technically the IEM is well made. If you get past the bad cable that it came with, it's a well made IEM from top to bottom. Now, as for the tips, I didn't use the original tips that it came with. I had to use QKZ tips. These are the tips that I used with it. I used the black variant. These are the new tips that I got. I used it with it. I didn't like the original tips. I'm trying to find the original tips that came with it. So just to show you guys the original tips that came with it. The original tips that came with it is this one in here. Is the one in here. It's a silicone tip. I didn't like it. It's trash to me. I didn't like the original silicone tip, so I made sure I used quality tips from QKZ. So in terms of the look of the IEM, it looks good. I got the silver variant. You can actually get it uh in they call it dark gun or brown gun. Um it's brown in color. The other variant is brown in color, but I got the silver version. So honestly, I don't have a problem with this IEM. It is fantastic. It is well made, and I just like everything about it. The only thing I just didn't like was the original cable that came with it, and this one, the original cable I bought with it was the one that had a microphone on it. So I just didn't like it, honestly. Now, in terms of connectivity, it will work with most players, digital players, but as you guys can see, I have it plugged to an amplifier right now, and the truth is the Blon BL-03 benefits from amplification. It is a powerful IEM. It's not power hungry, but it is 32 ohms of impedance, so it needs a bit of power to get the full potential out of it. But once you feed it with power, you're going to get the very best performance out of the IEM. Honestly, it's going to be great. Now, in terms of sound, honestly, this is by far the best bass earbud I've ever put on my ears in my life, hands down. Like, if you're looking for bass, and I'm not talking about bloated bass or uncontrolled sloppy bass. I'm talking about meaty, heavy, impactful bass. the Blon BL-03 will not only give you that kind of bass, but it will scare you, especially if you're using it for movies. I used this to watch 3 movies as I got it, and I would tell you for free, this is a very scary earbud, especially if you're watching action movies, because it will shake your earlobes. It will shake it. It's that powerful that it vibrates your earlobes, especially when you crank it up for those action scenes. It is that powerful. Now, in terms of the high frequency, this is a very warm sounding IEM, so you're not gonna get that fatiguing highs or that bright highs that most people tend to like. Most audiophiles tend to like it. It's not that. This is more or less a semi V-shaped sound. This is not really full V-shape because the mids are very good. I would say a more U level shape than a V shape, because the mids are not recessed so much. The mids are present, but they are not too bad. The mids are very forward when they need to be, but the mids are mellow. Um, and the bass tends to bleed a little bit into the mids because of the bass performance. But I think it's because of the tips I changed, because these tips that I changed really enhanced the bass performance in it. And not only this earbud, I'm going to compare this to another earbud that I have these same tips on, and even that other set is a bright set, and this actually made the bass come alive a little bit and kind of like tune down the highs. So what this particular earmuffs does is that it's more or less improves the bass performance of whatever you're listening to. So I would suggest when you're buying this, buy it with a QKZ tips. I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can pick it up, as well as the Blon BL-03 and similar products in its price range as well. Now, in terms of mids, the mids is little bit shallow to recessed in some areas. It's not the best sounding IEMs for all genre of music. This is fantastic for rap, pop, EDM, um, a little bit of rock, depending on the rock. The rock it prefer, because I listen to heavy metal with this. Fantastic with heavy metal. I listen to symphonic metal. Fantastic with symphony metal. I listen um to post-hardcore metal. It was good. I think with metal generally is very good, but when you start going into alternative, classical rock, blues rock, something that has, or jazz more or less, something that has to do with a lot of instruments and separation and all that's giving you that more or less like a live performance, you will not get the best out of this because the bass is a little bit strong. So the IEMs that will benefit from classicals, jazz, blues will be IEMs that are tuned to be bright and kind of like have more signature tilted towards the mid to bright side, as opposed to warms to bass side of things. So the blondes perform amazing for movies. Like, the bass is going to make you love to watch movies and play video games on it. There is another IEM I'm going to get probably by next month to compare it against this. A lot of people have said they actually look like the Blon BL-03. They are not from Blon, but from another company. Once it comes to the channel, I will review the I will reveal the IE. I don't want to call the name so you guys don't get yourself worked up, but once it arrives, I will review it for you guys on the channel. It looks like the Blonde, and a lot of people say it's a little bit better than the Blonde, but we shall see. So honestly, this is the best value for IEM out there. If you want a full sound, powerful bass, authoritative, full-bodied sound for both music, movies, this is the IEM for you, and it doesn't cost so much. I got this for around $5 with shipping. With the cable and tips, you probably be spending around 40 to 50 bucks max. So guys, this is basically my review for the Blon BL-03, and this will be a perfect match with your LG V60 if you buy the LG V60 as well. I've used it, I've tested it out with the LG V30 Plus, and it was fantastic. So make sure you follow on social media, subscribe to our channel. I will bring you guys more reviews like this, and I'll see you guys on the next one.